Jamie Carragher came back, actually.
He did,
The same
yeah,
tournament, yeah. Jamie. That's why he's like that now.
What was the difference when? Because obviously, like, when you played, you had two partners, really, didn't you, in your time that you played in central midfield? One was Roy, and then obviously Michael was the next
Nicky
one.
as well.
And Nicky, when you played with Nicky.
Michael.
I used to think it was either Nicky or you with Roy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably right, yeah.
You know what I mean? It was mainly... So what was the difference between those two? I've never heard you talk about it in terms of playing with Roy and playing with Michael. What would the difference be in terms of sort of how you'd have to play or how you'd have to adapt?
I think...
Carrick you're talking about?
Yeah.
He would sit up.
Michael just stayed, didn't he?
Yeah.
Michael played the position. If you wanted someone to show an example of how to play that position perfectly, always being in the right place, that was Michael.
Yeah.
Keeping the ball ticking over.
Keeping the ball ticking over, simple, but he could get forward, don't get me wrong, and he had the goal in it.
Oh, and passing forward,
He always played that position perfectly. Yeah. That was something I could never do. I was fucking off somewhere.
Because there's a discipline to what he was doing.
There's a discipline towards it. Of course, it's amazing how you're in the right place all the time. With Roy, because it was different, because if one of us went, one of us stayed.
Yeah.
That was just the way we were coached then.
You know something, even Michael Carrick, you know, people forget we had Carrick and Scholes and Lampard
And Gerrard.
And that. It's you know, when you hear it, you just feel like that's...
But again, a lot of options already. You can have too many options.
Too many options.
Yeah, but then we're talking about having
Scholes,
options.
you play on the left
having
wing.
options at that level with the managers that you have, they're supposed to deal with.
Right,
They're supposed to
that's the
sort that
challenge.
out. We can't have fucking
It's
Scholes
the way your
tiring.
team plays as well, don't it? If you think about it, when I was playing with Roy, we were such an attacking team because he's not saying, Roy's not saying, he wants to get involved, he's fucking down the right wing, down the left wing, he's everywhere, and he's back doing what he should be doing for the team. So you're in such an attacking team. But obviously there has to be a bit of discipline about it.
But didn't it seem so simple when we were doing it? Because people say, how did you do? I got, well, if he went forward, I just took in.
And it's
Maybe
amazing
we
how
overcomplicate it now.
Yeah, it's amazing how people think, you must have worked on that with Roy. Or
Yeah.
you must have worked on that with Michael. Not really.
So you go into midfield and you're playing central midfield for United, and to be fair, there's no secret, I think you two are the best midfield players that I ever saw. What's that like? You say you're never going to be a midfield player, you're a centre-forward. What's that like when you first start playing central midfield for United and you're playing alongside Roy? I know Nicky played a lot as well, so I always think...
I don't really remember how it happened that much, do you?
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah,
I think people love like a little story about stuff.
I think we must have trained together for 2 years or something.
Great relationship.
Did you ever talk?
We never spoke to each other.
I can imagine them not speaking to each other. Obviously, you got on.
We must. During the games.
During the game, yeah, of course we did.
Yeah. Scholes would be shouting at me all the time.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Did you shout in a game, like, you know, when you used to play, like, there was certain players on the team, I was like, shut the
But not shouting,
just
but
go
not
on all
shouting like
the
that.
time.
But
It
not
was like
shouting.
having a manager next to you.
Yeah,
Was it?
but you're not in a
in a
negative
good
way.
way.
Obviously, there's
Yeah.
a perception out there be having a go.
The odds,
Not be like, come back in, or well done, or...
Oh, yeah, there was the well done, of course, was it? There was also, if
Yeah.
you didn't pass it to him or you give it away, fuck, you know.
You're getting
It weren't, that just weren't a Saturday, that was every day in training.
Yeah. So you knew what was coming on game day?
And it gave you that edge, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Good.
Were you a talker or were you quite just...
No.
Quiet.
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly
I quite like to talk a little bit on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not massively off
I can tell you what it was, Jill. I can tell you what it was. It was a case with Scholesy where he would get frustrated or he'd give you a little look. Let's say the keeper got the ball. Let's say we were defending.
Yeah.
The keeper got the ball and I didn't go and split to go and get on the ball.
Get some space for
He'd
him.
look at you then and say, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There'd be like a look.
It's like,
Stop hiding.
yeah, fucking go sprinting up the pitch.
No, you know what I mean? There'd be that look. There'd be that thing. Get fucking wide. Do you know what I mean? There'd be that.
I think the sentiment, it came from Eric. Eric was always about awareness, Eric, wasn't he?
Yeah, look over your
And
shoulder.
having a picture of it, and I think I just became obsessed
You had
with
that,
that.
Scholes.
Did you have that naturally? That's what I was going to say.
No, I
about
don't think it was natural, no.
No, but it was definitely one of your biggest strengths.
Yeah,
For you to be able to slip into midfield, like.
especially as a midfield player, you need to know where people are on the pitch. You know what I mean?
Did you have that, Roy? Did you naturally?
Yeah, of course.
Not as
you can't play centre
Scholes, yeah.
midfield if you don't have that.
Yeah, but I think it's harder when you're going a bit more, when you've got a goal in you and you're further up the pitch. For me, it was maybe slightly easier, but Scholes, you're getting in tight areas. I think you definitely have to have more about you in terms of when to knock it back, when to spin it, whatever it might be. Obviously, I think that was one of your biggest strengths, Scholes.
It helps playing with good players as well.
It does help. And also when you got into...
The
I think
biggest
what
thing
helped
for me
you...
was playing with brilliant centre forwards.
It did help, I suppose.
Brilliant centre forwards, brilliant wide players. fucking hell.
And I think towards the
How can you
end,
go
I
wrong?
think people always underestimated Scholes. But you know when Scholes used to get in attacking position, you were crossing him there, but people would still look at Scholes and go, don't, like, it'd still be an element of people looking at Scholes and going, don't worry about him, a little bit. Because obviously you want 6'4", whatever, and you would just drift in loads of goals. You just stood between two big centre-halves, and you're just getting... And what you could do then, obviously, you get in there, you could finish.
Do you know what I couldn't understand, Roy? It was more when you left, really, and towards the end of your career, and how much you used to... Because obviously you got to the point where you were dictating play a lot more. I think when, to be fair, you were playing with Roy. Roy dictated play a lot in terms of his passing, but you freed
Well, our
yourself
roles were different, weren't
Yeah,
they?
but then I think when you obviously then sort of... When Roy left, you sort of went deeper and sort of sat there a little bit. I couldn't believe people didn't go and man-mark you.
You did at times.
There was a couple. I remember a couple. But even with yourself...
I used to enjoy that bit. I used to like that.
Did you?
like the
Getting
man
on it and...
You just
funny,
you
Gary
just
used
used
to
to
say
get
that.
obsessed with you,
Yeah.
so you could take him everywhere. So, come on.
don't know.
It's like walking your dog.
I don't know, Scholes, you never happened to me. Go on, man, me.
No, but even when we were playing, when you were there, if you think about it now, you've been man-marked now. Like Rodri now, sometimes people can stand on Rodri, don't they?
Yeah.
I think now you've been man-marked. I think you've definitely been man-marked in the latter parts of your career. Scholes, who do you remember man-marking you and sort of doing it? I remember Robinson from West Brom doing it. You might not remember that, but I remember...
Robinson.
He was a full-back, I think.
Full-back, the left
Yeah.
back. I don't remember him doing it.
He did.
I remember a lad at Sunderland doing it. Was it Thirlwell or midfield player? I remember him doing it at Sunderland once.
Paul Thirlwell?
Paul,
Something like that,
Paul
yeah.
Thirlwell.
Sunderland, I think, away. Sunderland away, I remember. Just take him everywhere, don't you? Like I said.
But then you probably free up other players
course,
by
obviously, that's what
like
you do.
taking
Well,
away,
That's the
getting a
idea.
bounce
That's the
or-
idea, doing it?
You know
Yeah.
what I
Stoke used to do it all the time. I think your mate, Walters.
Well, you said try and stand in
He did it a few times. They always had that one centre forward who dropped
drop
in,
in,
and
yeah.
he tried to do it, but I quite like that. It gives you... It's like a little game in your own, isn't it? Come on, how am I going to get away from him?
What was your relationship like with the boss? I mean, obviously I know a little bit, but what was... I mean, he absolutely loved you. He never really had a go at you. I mean, you could do anything.
Everyone says that.
He never had a go at you.
Is
You're
that
like
a
a
myth? Is that a
Shuvier.
myth question?
That's a myth.
Is that a myth?
You were like,
myth?
no, sorry, we have got a third myth actually. Should we go back to Mythbusters?
Yeah, forget that question.
I mean, he absolutely, like, you couldn't put a foot wrong, I always felt, with the boss.
Oh, of course you could. He left me out millions of times.
Do you know something? That's what I do remember about, actually, if Albert, the kit man, used to come and get you in the
Yeah, it was horrible, wasn't it?
players' lounge.
Probably never happened to him.
Probably never
Before the
happened.
game?
No, before the game, to basically leave
You used to
you
get
out.
one of them, didn't you, on your shoulder?
The boss wants to see you. And I always remember, I used to sit in the same seats in the players' lounge in the corner, and Albert came round to see Scholes, and he thought he was going to be playing. We didn't know who he was playing, but he thought he was going to play. He tapped the boss wants to see you. Tell him to fuck off.
Did you
Go and
hear
see
that?
him. He said, just tell him I know what's coming, it's fine. You don't have to speak to me.
You don't have to tell me, that's all right. Yeah. I'll get some excuse. It's too
Don't have to
cold,
lie
it's
to me,
too
yeah. You don't have to
warm.
lie to me.
They're a bit physical.
You're not tall enough today. And everything.
He did that with me at Fulham away
Oh, we
once.
all had everything.
He said,
Yeah.
I'm not tall enough to play at Fulham away. I played against fucking Duncan Ferguson 2 weeks ago.
You're not tall enough.
The maddest excuse.
Oh, you can't exactly work on your height, can
I
you?
love that. I love that.
In terms of England, would that be the one thing that you'd say that you... I mean, it's my biggest disappointment, not winning a trophy. Would you say it's your biggest regret, England disappointment, if you thought about it?
Biggest disappointment, yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying we had the team to go on and win things, because people always say, what's it, the golden generation. Don't forget about the other teams that we had to play against. They're fucking some unbelievable teams. Your France's, your...
Brazil.
I'm not sure Spain's with their Brazils, Argentina. There was some amazing teams. Germany's at that time as well.
But as was good, though.
Yeah, it was good, but I'm not sure
I
it's
think
ever
we
as good
could've-
as what we was playing against.
I think with Glenn Hoddle, with those players, we could have got them going, because when you look at maybe the goalkeeper, you'd say the goalkeeper was the only weakness with our teams back then, but the others, like Gary...
When you put all the names down on paper, you
John
think, yeah,
Terry,
that should be a good team.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work like that, does it? You look at Tuchel now, what he's doing, leaving them 3 or 4 big names out for the sake of having probably a better team that he thinks.
United's Director of Football, Jason Wilcox, has been speaking to the club website, and he doesn't speak very often. What's he been saying?
Yeah, afternoon. It was really interesting to hear what Jason Wilcox had said, the Director of Football here. at Manchester United, because it feels like the club have really been able to turn their fortunes around at this beginning part of the season. I mean, a few weeks ago, it looked like all the positivity built in pre-season, and even after that Arsenal defeat, first game of the season, after they lost to Brentford 3-1 just a few weeks ago, it felt like all of that enthusiasm had dampened a little bit. But after 3 wins on the bounce, it feels like United are back on track this season, and I think a lot of the fans will like what their director of football has had to say today, and we can bring you some of those quotes now. He talks about the long-term vision of the club, and Jason Wilcox says, "We have got a clear plan. We know what we have got to do. We know the areas of the team that we have got to improve for us to get into the top 4 and consistently challenge for Champions League places, win Champions League, win the Premier League. We have got to invest in the squad. We have got to buy the right players who are talented, but also who can deal with the pressure, who can take the squad forward. It is not always about just signing elite talent. They have got to have the right character and be somebody who can bring something different to the team. We are really happy with where we are. We know we have got to improve. The players will never be satisfied. Ruben will never be happy. I will never be happy. It is just how we are built."